We did it, Campbell.
We did it.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I did smash my thumb in the door earlier today, but...
So not as good as normally. You're a little bit injured.
Yeah.
You be all right? You only got 9 out of 10 fingers working?
I think they're all working. Just
Okay. All right.
hurts a little.
Well, cool. Normally we start with like, I don't know, this view right here, but I didn't hit that button. We just went straight into the other view. That worked too. I'm okay either view. We were also working in this view yesterday. You want to talk a little bit about what we did?
Well, yesterday, we worked on a Sudoku solver. Sudoku. Yeah, Sudoku.
Sudoku. Yeah.
And well, we made the Sudoku grid in XAML, and we also we made it so that
move it to the right so we can see it. Here, I'll bring up your screen full screen. We're on you for full screen.
Oh, okay. So that we can type in numbers here, and then we can use the arrow keys to move our selected square, and then we can put numbers in. And then we also made it so that if we have the available characters up here, if I try to type in anything that isn't 1 through 9, it will just put a space there. So...
Does that work on your machine?
Yes, it works.
Okay.
And then I can put a 4 there instead, or anything. Oh, we might make it so that the caret ends on, ends at the end of the character when you type it in, because you can't easily backspace it.
Yeah. All right, let's do that.
Okay, but then also, another thing is, you can change the available characters so that it is, A, B, C, oop. So you have to have 9 characters though at all time. And then, now if if I try to type in anything that that aren't those letters, it just gives it blank. So yeah.
All right, so that part seems to work. We want to move, you know what I was thinking about is when we type something in, I'm really kind of thinking we want to move. Well, when we're in editing the game mode, when we're creating the game, I think we want to move to the right.
Yeah.
It's as if we press a letter here, we should enter it and come over here to the right. Which means if we had backspace, we should come back over here and I guess select it. Yeah, I haven't quite figured that out. I maybe need to give this some thought before we add that code. We'll maybe think about that if we decide to really do this. But if we were gonna make this a product that we were gonna sell, or we were gonna put this on a website where a lot of people were gonna use it, we want it to be as fast as humanly possible. Speaking of slow as humanly possible, that's how fast I move when this pudding's all over me. Come on, pudding. That's pudding. Mix it in. Gets his first fanfare. Who knows what'll happen? How you doing, pudding? KidzCode.
Hello, pudding.
So we got some things that we can kind of work on here. One of the things that we were talking about is solving this. I guess I should start up our favorite specification program, PowerPoint. Create a new presentation. Let me delete these right here. We just kind of talk about this. No design ideas for now, thanks. Oh, I didn't need my, I was trying to get my pen working, but I need to, I think, start up my driver for it. Is that going to make a difference now? No, it looks like it's not going to work.
Thanks.
Trying to bring up the settings for pen tablet. And nothing's happening when I do that. That's weird. All right. Let me try unplugging and replugging it back in. Is that going to help out at all? Oh yeah, it kind of works. Kind of works. Kind of worked. What am I dragging around here? The stream is what it looks like it's dragging around. All right, now let me see if I can go back in to the pen tablet, go to settings. Here we go. Edit. Work area. Oh, there we go. Looks like it's, there it is. Just needed me to start it up and say happy and be happy. Okay. So I decided to come over here and draw, and with all that pen tablet stuff that was happening, Campbell, I have no idea where I was coming over here. I've completely forgotten where I was with this. Oh, I know where it was, where I was going. Sometimes when we're trying to solve, you know, a Sudoku puzzle, we might have like 6, 7, 8, and 4, 3, 2, and maybe a 1. And we might up here make a little note to ourselves. If either 5 would go here. What'd you say?
That could be a 5.
Or it could be a 9. And we might do the same thing over here. 5 or 9. Make little notes. I do this, and I notice Campbell does this as well when he tries to solve the puzzle. And what were you saying this morning to me about this?
I think that it would be great to have the code kind of do this as well, as an option.
Okay.
Because I want it to kind of like have a list basically for each box, maybe each box.
Okay.
So that like just to keep which one, and then once we start knocking out the possibilities in that list, once we only have one more possibility, it fills it in. Maybe it does that at the end, it checks to see if there's only one possibility. Or maybe it does that, it's constantly checking to see if there's one possibility.
Yeah, and maybe, you know, to keep this from getting too crazy, we only show the list if it's fewer than some number of possibilities.
Yeah.
Like, in other words, showing all 9 numbers would be useless.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot of noise, right? Even showing 8, but maybe if it's fewer than...
If it's like 4
than
3,
5?
Maybe 5, yeah.
Fewer than 5, so it's 4, 3, 2, or 1.
Yeah, I think
Okay? Okay. Cool. What I want to do is I still want to use these kind of controls and put them here. I want to have one control here, but I want a control that has a place to display things as well as the text box in each square. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a new user control. So to do that, let's do the following. Come over here in your Solution Explorer. Looks like I've got that off screen here. Let me go full screen so you can see mine, what I'm talking about here. See over here in the Solution Explorer?
Yeah.
That's what we want to do. Okay. And you want to right click the Solution Explorer. You want to right click the Sudoku solution, or rather the project rather. And you want to choose Add. Oops, I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me go up there and do that. Right click it. Choose Add. And we want to, do we have a control in here? User control. See that right there?
Yes, I do.
Choose User Control. Like that. And then it's going to ask us for the name of the user control. I think we should call it Sudoku Square. Like that. And then you should have user control selected. It looks like you do, Campbell, and just hit Add. So Campbell's screen looks like mine. And then now we should be able to go back into this kind of view right here. So here is what it looks like.
Oh, okay. I thought it was still loading.
What'd you say?
I thought it was still loading.
No, that's it. It's just essentially an empty XAML surface that we can add some code to. Okay, so now what we want to do is we're going to add a text box in here and maybe a text block. And I think we're going to make use of the grid. I think that's what we're going to do. Well, let's delete the grid and let's create a new grid, and we're going to create a grid that's a 1x2 grid. So how do we do that? Do you remember how we did that before?
No, I don't think I remember.
Do you remember the shortcut for creating a grid? What letter we used? There you go, G.
G.
It's definitely G.
G.
And now I want it to be a
RD, right?
one
Oh, no, it's just G.
column by 1x2 grid. I think we're doing that. It's X. We use the letter X is what we do. I do 1x2. Is that going to be right? Oops, I don't have the
No, it won't.
G in front.
Y2?
X. 1 X2. Like
Oh,
that.
X2.
Is that rows and columns? Nope. It's columns by rows. Okay, cool. So there it is right there. So that creates our grid for us. We can keep it grid 1, the height.
That didn't work for me.
Oh, really? No, not GX, just G2X1. Or 1x2. I did 1x2. That's what I did.
Oh.
That was just G all by itself, I think.
Yeah.
Gotta get the caret at the end of the 2x1. Type in G1x2. By 2, I mean X2. 1x2. So it means it's 1 times 2.
That's exactly what I had.
And now hit space. I know you said that's exactly what you had, but I saw it with the 1x2. The caret didn't look like it was at the end. Right there. Okay. Alright, so let's see. Height and width. I guess we could set these, make these a little bigger. Maybe make them 60. Each of these two. Like that.
Bigger?
When I said bigger, I mean not bigger than the 100. I meant bigger than our text boxes, which are 40 by 40. And then these can be auto and auto for the 2 row definitions in here. And then Control KD will get this whole thing formatted for you. Now let's put a text box inside the grid. So here on line 14, at least for me, it's 14 for you too. Come out here and type in TBX. And let's give this a name, call it TBX value. And I want this to do a row span across 2 rows. Is that true? I want to do that. Maybe not. Maybe instead, let's take this row definition height here and make it be 10. Let's do that. And then instead, we're going to put this in row 1. So type in R1 here to stick it in row 1.
Okay.
And then the left arrow is a fast way to get in there. R1. Okay, so now that's going to put it in row 1. This text box, I want to say, let's set our font size on this right now. Let's say font size is equal to 28, maybe 32. All right, let's put the one letter in there. So I'm going to put an M and a G. So I've got uppercase and lowercase. The letter F2. Yeah, that's all looking good. I just want to make sure it fits in there well. Okay, that's all I'm doing. I want to center that so that comes in the center of it. So we're going to say up here after font size, we're going to say horizontal alignment, HOR. Move up one, arrow up, and then end key, and then there you go, horizontal alignment. And I want to set that to center. Nice. That's not bad. Do we have a background property? Oh, we do on grid. Check it out. Up at grid, I'm up here on line 9. Yeah, typed in BA for background. I'm gonna set that background to white for the square. Cool. That's kind of cool.
Wasn't it already white?
What'd you say?
Wasn't it already white?
Nope. Well, it was transparent. When you say was, and this is the first time we're creating this, so this is a brand new thing we're creating. We're creating a combination text box and label that we can treat as one control, and we're going to drop this in for every square that we have. This area right here, this area at the top, this is where I want to put our notes.
Okay.
Okay, so let's add that right now. So type in TB for text block.
After text box.
I'm putting it on top of text box, but you can put it at the bottom. It doesn't really matter. It's just impacting its order. Text block, and we can call this TB notes. Okay. Hit enter. For the text, just type in 1, 2, 3. Wait, 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4, comma 5, like that. So you have 5 of them across, like we're talking about doing.
Oh, 5.
And then we can kind of see what this is starting to look like. Okay, so we need to make some adjustments here. The font's too big, so I'm going to change the font size. One more to the left. There you go, so you're inside the tag. There you go, good job. And I'm going to try the font size at 15. That didn't work. 12. That didn't work. 11. And it's kind of, there's a problem too. I kind of want to move it up a bit. And so I think I'm going to change the margin a bit, is what I'm going to do. Oops. I want to make the margin 0 on the left, negative.
I think 8 is the one, maybe 9.
What did you say, Campbell?
Size. I think that 9 is the font size if we're going to be moving it up.
Okay, let's do that. Make the font size 9. That's good. Cool.
Maybe 10. Okay. Margin.
And I'm going to do a margin of 1 and negative 1. Is what I've got with the font size of 9.
Margin
1. There's a font weight property on text box. I'm on the text box, the letter M here. The text box, TBX value. I'm on this guy right here. I'm going to set the font weight to bold. Make it so it's really obvious.
Font weight. Oh.
Nice. You can also try black if you want. Black might be even thicker than when bold is. Let's see what that does. Yeah, black is even thicker.
Oh.
I don't know if you want to do that. Which one you like better?
I like black.
See how it looks with the numbers. It's not bad.
Wait, there's extra black and there's ultra black.
Oh, really?
as well.
Oh, wow.
Extra black doesn't seem to do anything with that.
Does not seem to make a difference that I noticed in extra black. I may be just going to go with both. Maybe I won't go too crazy. Okay?
Yeah, ultra black and extra black don't seem to be doing anything.
They're what?
They don't seem to be doing anything.
Okay.
But
It
black
may depend on the
definitely
font too. All right, I want to do one more thing. Is I want to change the color of this. So I'm going to get the foreground property. I'm on the notes at the top now.
does. Yeah. Okay.
That's yours down on line 17 for you. Yeah. I like to add new properties to the end, but you can put them anywhere between it, as long as they're between another property. You're
This is
fine.
the end, right?
What'd you say?
This is the end, right?
Yep, that's the end right there. Yeah. So choose foreground. Oh, you already got that. And then let's choose a lighter color. I'm gonna just say gray for now, I think.
Maybe I think a darker blue than that.
Yeah, it looks like I don't have Code Rush over here on the, yesterday I went into the settings and the
For
option
me
was
it is.
turned off. Yeah, did it get turned off again? Let's look at this color. Yeah, it got turned off again, it looks like. Interesting. Okay, there we go. Now I've got Code Rush. I can come in and pick a darker color.
No, that's not.
Just kind of getting right around in this space here.
Uh-oh, I lost code.
I've got about 61, 61, 61 is what I'm doing right now. It's not bad. I might go a little lighter actually than that. So now it's 75, 75,
Yeah.
75. That's
I like
pretty
that.
good. That's not bad. We might also give it some saturation. I come over here, just take this, bring it all the way across. So it's got some saturation. A little too dark for me. I don't want that much saturation. I want a little bit of saturation. Let's try that. Can't even see it really. When it's so tiny, we need more saturation in there. And more lightness. Kind of working my way around here.
It does no.
That's not bad. What do you think about this color I got right here? I think it can work. All right, go back to the text box. See this border around this? I want to get rid of that border. I'm not sure if there's a border option on here or not. Ooh, there is. Let's set border thickness. Oh, I'm sorry, I'll wait for you to catch up. Go ahead and pick your color there.
Yeah, I think I like the gray the most.
Okay.
With no saturation.
And then we're going to go set on the text box. We're going to set the border thickness.
0?
Yeah, try that. See if it gets rid of that border. And it looks like it does. Sweet.
Yeah, it appears to have done it.
Yeah. Cool. So now we got a Sudoku square. Let's save that. And what'd you say? I didn't hear what you said.
Sorry, I just said huh. Because I was, the M wasn't quite centered for me.
It's not centered in the square because we've got the notes up on top. If you want to center it in the square, we can do that. But here's what we got to do. We got to, up here in the text box, we got to type in RS2 for row span 2. And we got to change its grid row to 0 instead of 1. So I'll show you what it'll look like on mine. Here, and then change this to 0, saying we start up above at the first one. And now that's what it looks like. But now it's blocking text block, so I gotta kind of put it like this.
Oh, okay. So
And I gotta change its font size so it fills up. So I can do this. Give me a second to do this.
no, it's okay. We don't have to.
Oops, that's not the one I want to change. But see if you like this.
For me, I wasn't saying it was it wasn't centered in the
There.
on the vertical axis. It was it wasn't centered horizontally. At least it didn't.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here's what it looks like now on the vertical. I think it's a little better. What do you think? You like yours better?
I think so.
Okay, I'm going to copy yours then. I'm going to come over to yours and grab yours. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Oh, looks like I need to get mouse without borders. Give it a little nudge. And now I can grab it. Okay, I've copied both yours. Although I do like my blue color.
You can keep it.
I might try to keep that blue color out. So I'm going to paste in yours, grab that foreground color here for the blue that I like so much, and get rid of that, and then we'll come in and do that. So now with the exception of the color, I'm exactly matching you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Fine. The color is...
What'd you say?
The color doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be the same.
I do think, though, that when we shrink this out, we might, well, what's 100%? Let's see what 100% looks like. Yeah, we can kind of read those. Can you read those at 100% right there? I know not on my screen, but if I go full screen on mine.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can read those.
You can read those numbers?
And I think it might even... No, I think not.
Tell me, what are you thinking?
Nothing. I was about to say it might be even smaller. It might be even bigger than that in the Sudoku square when we actually put in the board, but it won't.
I'm going to do this just for readability. I'm going to increase font size just 1. So I'm going to change it to 10.
Okay.
And then over here, I'm also going to increase the font size of this guy to maybe to 36. 38. The margin, here Campbell, your margin is why it wasn't centered. Take out the margin on this guy. That can happen if you drag with the mouse. So watch what happens. If I drag this with the mouse and I let go, it just adds a margin for me. See that right there? So it just did that for me.
So should I just delete the margin?
I'm going to actually kind of drag it down here. I want to see what's going on with...
Oh, okay, wait, never mind.
I'm going to make just a couple changes here. Background equals equal to none. Oh, I thought there was a none. Background is equal to, I think there's a transparent. There it is. I can set this to transparent. Good, and it doesn't overlap. Good. All right, I'm going to take this and give it to you. You cool with this, what I have?
Sure, yeah.
Let me do that.
Oh, wait. Yeah.
All right. Now I think they look pretty good. So now it looks like the only difference is our color. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. That's a Sudoku square. Now we need to use that here. Let's do one thing. Let's compile. Right-click up here and choose Build on your Solution Explorer. I'll just kind of zoom in here so you can see what I'm doing right here. Stolpenner's out there saying, "Good evening, everyone. Don't override the color, though." That's right. I'm not going to do that. All right. Did you right-click and say, yeah, go ahead and choose Build there, Kimball. Because it's a control we're going to use and we want to drop it on the form, we want to make sure that we built it. And it looks like it succeeded. See the one success right there in your output window? Okay, good. Go ahead and close the output window. And now that we've done that, we should be able to replace this text box with, well, kind of. There's a Sudoku square local there, like that. Okay?
Wait. Where?
In main window, .xaml. And I guess there's two things I want to do actually. Let me show you the change I want to make. We'll switch over to Campbell's machine here. I'll make it on Campbell's, then I'll make it on mine. First thing I want to do, see all these width and height settings? I think I want to kill all those. I want to set those somewhere else. I don't want to kill it. I don't want them to be in the control. So these are all the text boxes. I think we've got like 81 of these.
I agree.
Like for the 9x9 grid. I'm going to use column select to take these lines of code on all of these and kill them like that. Okay? Next, I'm going to come in here. I'm going to change all of this as well. And we're going to turn this into local colon Sudoku square. Like that. Okay.
Something's wrong. Wait, no. Nothing's wrong. We just simply messed with the widths and heights. It's just not right.
Yeah, we made them 60, right? 60 times 3 is 180. See all these here that are 120s?
Ooh, yeah.
We need to turn those to 180s. I'm just going to select all that, hit Control H, and we're going to replace 120 in quotes with 180. And replace all in the selection. And now does it look better?
Yeah.
Okay, are windows too small? See how this comes down over here? We're going to need to change that. So you can click on the window and actually just drag it. Should be able to. I'm clicking on it, but I don't see it being selected.
Wait, can I try something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh,
Yeah, click on there, right up there in the title bar. You clicking?
I am. I'm trying.
I don't know why that is. If we go up to the top, any difference here? If we're here. All right, well, we can just do this. In height, we can say, like, make it to, say, 700. What do we got? Okay, so we know we're close. We can just kind of, oh, here we go. Now we should be able to take this and drag it.
Huh.
Okay? All right? Now, see all those M's and all those other notes?
Yeah.
You want to get rid of them? The reason they're showing up is because we have them here. Can you make edits here and then rebuild and see if they go away? All right, save. There you go.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we got some lines of code that's expecting something. New square is expecting a text box. We want to instead give it a Sudoku square.
Sudoku square.
Sudoku square. Like that. Now,
We have some.
we have a text
casting.
change event on here that we don't have access to. And the text alignment is not anything we need to worry about anymore. But we need to know when the text has changed. Let's go over here. I want to see if there's any, let's go to its, go to view the code on this. I want to see if there's anything. What'd you say?
I was just reading the rebuild all 0681 failed 0 skipped. The bottom.
I'm just playing this around a second. Don't pay any attention. Don't mind me. I want to see what. Trying to encapsulate the text change event is what I was trying to get, but I don't see it in there. All right. So the Sudoku square. Let me try one more thing before I get too far away from this. Inside of square, text change. What are we doing in text change anyway? You know what? I think we can move this over. I'm going to delete this here. And I'm going to take this right over here. Music's too loud to properly understand what Campbell's saying, at least for me. Okay, let's turn that down. Let's drop it down again. All right, thanks, Stillpenner. Thanks for letting us know. All right, so I want to take this text box change. I'm going to cut that to the clipboard. I'm going to go back over into our XAML. And in here where we've got our text box, I'm going to add that text change event. So I'm right in here, I'm just going to type in text changed. See the event? I'm going to say new event handler. We're going to go into that. And I'm going to then paste in what I've got. And we'll do that. And so now let's see how we're doing. I think that's going to be okay. All right. Let's see where we are now. Let's do another build. Shortcut for that is Control-Shift-B. Hey, it succeeded. Okay. Let's see what happens when we run it.
Uh-oh. Why is that happening?
There's two things kind of interesting. One is I'm clicking on stuff and when we ran it, I'm clicking and nothing seems, I'm seeing no caret. Oh, there's one. Okay, got a couple.
Wait, try using arrow keys? Arrow keys do not work. Do not work. Aha! Oh,
It's really kind of interesting. Some I can get, and some like some with regularity I can get, and some I not. Maybe not. Maybe I just need to be really, really accurate. Okay, so let's do this. We need to make it so when we need to do a couple things. One is we need a border around each one of those pieces. So let's add that border first. So when I come back over to Sudoku square, and right out here, I want to throw a border around this thing. I don't know if I can do it on the grid itself. I don't think I can. Does it have a border property? No border property, no outline property either. All right. So what I'm going to do then is I'll use selection increase, cut it to the clipboard, and then we'll add a border outside of it, like this. And then I'll paste that back inside the border. And then now up here we're going to say border brush is equal to, and we'll make whatever color we want. And then we're going to say border thickness is equal to 1, like that. And now let's go rebuild and run.
okay.
Although I feel like there's a little, something's going on here that's a little weird.
There appears to be a gap between every 3x3 square. A small one, but still a gap.
Yeah. What was our square size? I thought our square size was 60. It is 60 by 60. Did I? Oh, I think let's see. Let's go back over here.
Whoa, that's a lot of arrows.
Is it up? No, these are all auto. Oh, you're looking at all of those?
Yeah.
Let's do a rebuild over here. May just mean that we need to rebuild.
One success.
Seems to indicate there's some kind of error there, but I don't see what that is.
0 skipped. 1 succeeded. 1 0 failed. 0 skipped. Zero skipped.
It says this document contains one or more controls that have been modified. Please rebuild the project. Well, I thought I did.
Nope, there's still that one error.
It's kind of weird. I'm not sure why that is the case. All right, I think I want to, I'm going to take your XAML. Or let's do this. Let's take your code and check it in.
Okay.
And then I'll bring it down. I'll use yours. That'll be make sure I've got all of the stuff that you have. So let's stage all of this, and we're going to say first try with the Sudoku square user control. All right, let's do that. Bring that in there. I do not want to lose this. Yeah, let's take these and discard these right here. Remove or discard, ignore. I guess it's remove. Stage that one. Discard that one. I think that's it. Let's commit that. All right, do that. Okay. Okay. Let's pull down Campbell's changes. All right, let's see how we're doing here. Yeah, I can even see them here. Do you see that?
Yeah. I think.
It's all like our borders aren't big enough.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think that what we're doing wrong is that we have to grow the borders. Because if you look closely, you can, or not closely, you just have to look, you can see the gap between the borders. And
Yeah, no, I totally, I agree with you, and I think you're totally right. I think the problem is this. This height and width here is for the grid, but the grid is now replaced by a border. If we said this, if we move that out, see what I just did? I think that's going to fix it.
You think?
Yeah, I think. So that means that's, I'm in the Sudoku square.xaml file.
Okay.
Switch over to Camels. So I'm taking those two.
Which two?
The two that were selected, they were on screen. There they are, right there. Those two properties. Cut those to the clipboard. And then paste them in on the border.
On the border.
Because the border was adding something to it is what was happening. It was adding an inner padding and it was adding an outer piece as well. All right, save that. You might want to do some test text in here real quickly though, before you get out.
Text to text?
Test text.
Oh.
To make sure that with those changes we made, we can still see the font
Ooh.
and we still see the notes. Can you do that?
Yes. I think I can.
I'll do the same thing over on mine too and see how it looks. I think it works.
I still see the font and everything. And now the notes. Text is equal to.
Yeah, do them both at the same time. Make sure one's not overlapping the other.
Okay.
Julie says, hi Campbell, hi Mark, how are you both?
I'm good.
Campbell's good. I'm good. Yeah, everything's good.
Works.
Everything's good. So we're creating custom control right now to hold the Sudoku.
Square.
Come on, squares. All right, cool. I'm gonna erase my data as well. Okay, do a rebuild.
Okie dokie.
So this is one of the things we need to do. Do you run? Do the run and see if it works.
Ooh.
There's Campbell's machine right there. Okay, better. But you have to click, the problem is you have to click right in the center.
Which
right?
Not wanted.
Try typing in the available characters now. See if that works still.
1. Oh, wait. Uh-oh. Arrow keys aren't working.
Arrow keys aren't working. That's not good.
Also, the background of the selected square isn't working.
Selected square background's not working. That's because we changed some things around. Things that we wanted it to, that were working before, we changed what it was, right?
Oh, right.
It was a text box and now it's not. Okay, so think about it. Think about how we're going to solve that. Okay, meanwhile, I'm going to tell CodeRush that Sudoku is a word we could add to the dictionary. Okay, couple changes. Switching over to my machine here. Can we be getting surrounded by drones? In case that's not clear. I want to play with the idea here of setting the width of this thing equal to effectively 60. So let's say W60 here. And I think that's going to solve the clicking problem. Make that change as well.
Okay.
What did I make 60?
Width, right?
Right, the width. But of what control?
Of the text box. Right?
Yes. All right, save it. XAML hot reload should open it up, but maybe not because it is a it's on the user control. Let's see if it fixes the clicking. All right, go ahead, just restart. Here's Campbell's machine.
Nope.
Doesn't?
Does not appear to be working.
You're not clicking?
I am clicking.
Because I see, because the thing is you're totally getting a, let me try it on your machine, because I'm totally seeing, wow.
The carrot does not show up though. Oh, well, that was weird. But it's not centered.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Wow.
Uh-oh.
That happened because we set the width to 60? Okay.
Well,
Let's undo that. I'm not sure what's going on there. Okay. Let's do something else instead. Let's on the border, let's do a preview mouse down. So when the mouse goes down, we're going to go find the, we're going to go grab TBX value, and we're going to call focus on it.
Huh.
And now let's see if that works.
What does the focus method do?
It activates it. There you go. Try now. Click on it.
Ah.
It activates it and says it's got focus.
But we still don't have the selection square, and the arrow keys still do not work.
Let's figure out why. Let's go look at the code and see if we can figure out why.
Okay.
So I'll let you lead this. Let's figure out, let's look at where,
The arrow key.
let's look at the old code that worked and figure out, see if we figure out why it's not working. Go back up. Stop. Look at lines 34 through 39. What do these do?
These, they take the old selected square, and depending on if, whether or not it is null, it will hide the selection. So it will basically make it so that we can't see. Oh wait, can I do something really quickly? This is the part that's not working. We moved the background, didn't we?
What'd you say?
Did we move the background?
Well, I think what's happening is when we're setting the background on text box, remember text box is now, it's now a Sudoku square. In fact, we should probably rename this. So, which I'm going to do right now. Let's do that. Now, when we call focus on it, we want it to focus actually not itself, but the edit box in there. And when we then change the background, we want it to do something different as well. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to do this. I'm going to take this show selection and I'm just going to in turn call it right inside the Sudoku square. And then inside that, we're going to be able to have access to these other things. The background is going to be the TBX. Well, no, I think it's going to be the border.
Wait, so we're calling a method from inside itself?
No, we're calling a method on a different class. So here's what's happening. Selected square is this thing called square. In it, we're calling show selection. We used to modify the text box directly here, but now we don't have that anymore. We just have this Sudoku square custom user control we built. So now we're going to just call show selection in it. And it's going to come in and say, well, it can see things like the TBX background or the text box, but it also can see the border right here. Mm-hmm. And the border, I'm pretty sure, has got a background. And so I could come in here and say like yellow. Oh, but the border doesn't change. The background didn't change. Oh, I know why. Because the grid. There we go. So we're going to just name this border right here. Call it border 1. Border. I guess we'll just call it border 1. Give us go with that. Border. Maybe border. So with it giving that a name, we can now come in here and say border.background is equal to that. And now, what do we want to give focus to?
We want to give focus to the Sudoku square, right?
Well, there are 3 choices of controls in our user control that you can give focus to. One is the text block, one is the text box, and another is, I guess, the grid itself or the border. So a total of 4 choices there.
Well then...
What's got the flashing caret?
Border?
Nope. It's the text box.
Wait, border did have the flashing caret.
No, the border held the text box. The text box has the caret. Because the caret's got to decide, that's what's used to enter text.
Oh, I thought you meant which one you had your caret on. Your
Oh, my apologies, no worries. So we're going to come in here and say tbxvalue.focus. Notice this line of code is very similar to this one. It's the same thing. We're focusing the text box. So when we show selection, we're going to do that. Let's do something similar with hide selection. In hide selection, instead of calling background set it to null, we're going to go in and call hide selection on the Sudoku square. Like that. Let's go declare that. And I want to set something's background to null. What is it going to be?
The text box. Or, yeah. No, the old selected square, which would be...
I'm pausing because it's not text box. Tough? Not sure? Well, look at show selection. What are we doing in show selection?
We are giving the border a background.
Okay. So when we hide selection, don't we want to take that border's background that we changed and...
I guess, but aren't we updating what the border is considered as? Or no?
I'm not sure what that means. I guess we're changing the border's background. Yeah.
No, but never mind.
All right. Well, let's run it and see if it works. That looks good so far.
Our keys are working.
Nice. Okay, that's much better. And can you enter numbers and all of that stuff?
Yeah. Wait, let me see.
cool. All right, you want to check in that fix?
Wait, 1 sec. Yeah.
I think it feels pretty good. It's not bad. I want to get a little bit of space in here. Sorry, my mouse is on your screen. I want to get a little bit of space to the left so that the Sudoku piece stands out a little bit. But take a look at this. Actually, before we leave the code, see this square class?
Yeah.
It used to be like really cool because it was holding a text box. It held a few other properties wrapped around it. But we created this user control. And now look what we're doing, Campbell. What are we doing?
We're just calling all the previous methods on the user
Right.
control.
So here's my crazy idea.
Yeah.
My kind of crazy idea is take these and put them inside here, delete square, and use only Sudoku square everywhere. Then the initialization is just, there's no creating a new object anymore. If we look at this code here, this all goes away, and all of this turns into that.
Oh.
Because it's already created, it's already instantiated because it's dropped on the form.
Oh, I guess.
I'm just going to delete these spaces and get rid of all of that. Did you say you guess?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, look.
I'm assuring you that it is in this case. So let's do that. So we're going to get a bunch of errors right now, but they'll be fixed by the time we're done.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back over here. Let's go grab lock, notes, and locked. Okay? And everything else we can kill in here, I think. Who's out there saying hello? Katufa82. Say hello to Katufa82, Campbell.
Hello, Katuka82.
How's everybody doing? We are, Campbell, you want to tell everybody what we're doing? Well,
We are working on a Sudoku solver. And what we have so far is basically the Sudoku grid. And we have it so that you can enter numbers into each slot, like the beginning numbers, pretty much. And then right now we're working on trying to get it so that basically it's just more compact, the code is, and also, yeah, pretty much.
All right, so over here we're going to add two properties. We're going to add a Boolean property called locked, and there's another one called a string property called notes. But we've actually got a place to store notes here. Yeah, no, I'll go ahead and do it. We'll add it. So a string property called notes, like this, and Kutufa82 says, "Oh my God, I'm a fan of Sudoku.
Sudoku.
Campbell, help me.
It's okay.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Okay,
If
I'm
you
gonna
say
get rid of
Sudoku, People are
square.
gonna understand you.
I'm getting rid of square. Square we're deleting. I'm just gonna delete it. That's how crazy I am. Yeah, go ahead, delete everywhere. Then we're gonna go look at our bugs, any compiler issues, and we're gonna fix them. So any references to square will be changed to Sudoku square, like that, and like that, and anything else. Get square position. That's going to take a Sudoku square. Is that it? Did we get everything? Let's see. Let's build. And let's run. See if there's any change in behavior. Give me a test.
Everything appears to be working.
Cool. Okay, good.
everything works.
Nice. What do you want to do next? What's the next step?
I think that the next step is let's try to get it so that we can actually solve.
You want to solve it? This looks like we just lost your video.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you just came back. You want to get it so we can actually solve.
Yes, so that the code solves it.
All right.
Okay.
How will we do that? What will the UI look like? What will the experience look like? I just want you to focus on that. Because right now there's no button that says solve.
We should probably make a button.
There's no button that says play. There's no button that says, okay, we're done entering numbers. There's no way to load up a lot of numbers quickly. Which would be useful if we're going to test solving.
Yeah, we should probably make one of the
I can't hear you.
we should probably make a solver so that
I'm getting
or
the
a button so that we can load them up.
Load a game?
Yes.
Okay, so let's do that. Why don't you add a button to the form to load up the game? We'll write some code to do that. Hold on. No. It's going to be on the form. You have the form selected. You need to put a button in here somewhere. Yeah, right in here. You're in the XAML. Remember, letter B is for creating buttons in XAML.
Here?
Well, let's look at it and figure it out. Do you remember what this stack panel down here does? This vertically oriented stack panel? What does it hold?
It's the outside of the grid, right?
Yeah, in fact, one of the things you could do real easily right here, if you moved left and then typed in M4 and then the space bar, not there, inside the left right there, and then a space and then M4. See how it just indented everything a little bit?
Yeah.
You can change that 4 to an 8 if you want to, and it'll just kind of get a little more space around everything.
Huh? Wait, what?
Change that 4 to an 8, and it'll get more space around everything. See it?
Mm-hmm.
Also, I think that the available characters is too close to the top of the Sudoku grid.
Okay.
So, see the grid down there?
Yeah.
Give it a margin of 8 as well, or give it a margin as well. And I think we want to do.
Grid.
And if you just type in like M0, just type in M0 like this in the space. And then now you can set the individual margins for the left, top, the right, and the bottom.
Left.
So
Top we want indented, right?
that's what we want. So like that, let me make it 10. Yeah, there you go. That feels better. And you might want to change back up in your top one right there.
Margin.
Yeah, you might want to make that bigger. Or you might want to make individual control. The left one should be, yeah. I'd say make it even like 16 or something like that.
16.
And you can go with that all the way around if you want. That can work. Okay. Now let's put a button. Where do you want to put a button?
I think that the button should go maybe somewhere here.
Okay, if you're going to put something over there, then what we want to do is take the grid. We want to take this grid right here. I'm going to use selection increase, and we're going to cut it. And then we're going to create a stack panel here that's horizontal. And then we're going to put the grid in, and then after the grid, you can put your button right here, and it'll appear on the right. Or you could create another stack panel here that was vertical.
Oops.
Sorry, let me show you this. Vertical. Come on, give me a vertical. There it is, right there. A vertical stack panel. And then in here, you could start putting your buttons. There's button 1, for example, right there. And button 2. Hey, like that. There it is right there. See it?
Yeah.
So you can do that, set the margins, do that kind of a thing. So set that up there. Put the buttons in as you want.
Okay.
I'm going to, meanwhile, I'm going to be looking at, we're going to be writing code soon that's going to turn this into this. That's what we're looking to do. That's kind of the thing we're headed towards. All right.
Right.
This button can be called button BTN. I like to start all my button names with BTN. And then, what are we going to call it?
Solve, maybe?
Okay, solve. Fine. And then if you give it some text. Good. I love it. Up on the stack panel, let's give the stack panel some space so it's not butted up right against the grid.
So this is left, right?
Yep.
So we'll make this maybe 5.
Works for me. You maybe drop it down too. You give its top margin something too, because it doesn't seem to line up with the top of the grid for some reason.
It doesn't.
I don't know why, but I would, you can kind of fudge with it a little bit right here. Try 8.
No, it's just a little bit lower than that. Maybe
Try 10.
9 or 10. Yeah, it's 10.
Okay, and there you go. So now you've got a stack panel here that you can put buttons in if you want to. Hit Control KD to get everything aligned.
Control KD.
All right, good. Now double click on that solve button out there. Oh wait, one more thing I want to do. I like to see the edges, the left and right edges of it. I like to do some padding in here. So I like to say padding is equal to, do I have padding or no? No padding in the button? Oh, second, I meant to put that in the button. Sorry. And I want to say like left is 10, top is nothing, right is 10, bottom is nothing, like that. And maybe change it to 20. So see what's happening is it's creating a button that kind of is bigger than the text itself.
Okay.
Maybe we'll change these to 4 and 4. All right, that's feeling like a good button to me. Double click on the button up in the form. So put the mouse right up there over the, yeah, there you go. Double click it. Double clicking creates an event handler and hooks it up for you.
Yeah.
So now you're just ready to write the code right now. So here's where we want to solve. Okay. So we're going to have to do here. We're going to have to figure something out. We're not sure what that's going to be yet. We also need to be able to take this text right here and we need to convert, let me get that for you. I've got like this text right here is an initial game. See it?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So what I want to do is this. I want to create something that parses this and turns it into that picture that I was showing you before. That was on my machine. Turns it, fills it in, and makes it look like this. I got this, by the way. Here, let's go on your machine. Let's show you where I got this.
Oops. Sorry.
That's right. No worries. I'm just going to right-click and create a new instance.
Yep.
Let's come over here. Bring it over to this side. I can get it. I can get it if you don't grab it. I can use shortcut keys to bring it over. So we're going to say Sudoku. Do I just need that? That's the one right there I grabbed. Just right click, copy the image.
And then.
And I pasted it in there.
Oh!
And then I did this. Okay. So that's this is what we're trying to create right here. We want to parse that to get this. Let's take this and move it down to a method down below here. So we'll come down here and we'll create a method called setup game. In fact, let me let you do this. Create a new method for me here. Do you remember the shortcut?
It's M, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just M.
Just M.
Wait.
Call it setup game, setup new game or something like that.
Set up
Okay. Give it a string parameter. Oops, hit it undo. Control Z, undo.
Control Z.
Yeah. Give it a string parameter here. It's VS, variable. It's a parameter's like a variable, so use the letter V.
Alright, oops. VS.
And call it Gamester, maybe? Lowercase because it's like a local variable. Why not on your screen over here? There it is right there. Okay, Gamester. Now we want to parse this. So I'm going to write the parsing code for this, but it's kind of going to look like this. We're going to need to split the string. And we're going to split it by the carriage return. /n is the enter key.
Right?
Yeah. And see how I've got the enter key ending these lines right here?
Yeah. Ooh.
Okay. So we're going to call split on it first. And we'll call this lines. And then we're going to check, I just want to check to see, hey, if line, I'm allowing for an empty first line, I guess. Is kind of what I'm doing. Maybe I should not do that. I will not do that. I don't want to do anything special in the code. So we're just going to start like that. So we're going to, now we've got our lines, and now what I want to do is I want to go through each line, and I want to process each line. So this is going to be called line. So for each line in those lines, right, I want to now process that. I want to do something else too. I think we need something that says clear game. Do you agree with that?
What would it do? Would it just get rid of everything, all of the...
Yeah, because after we've entered everything, it's got to clear it, right?
Oh, that's true.
All right, so let's create a clear game. And now for the clear game to work, we need to iterate through our squares. And our best iteration code is here. See that?
Yeah.
So to clear the game, we're going to go use that iteration code. But what we're going to do is we're going to come in here and we're going to say this dot clear. It's our own clear, not clear value, which we're going to make up. When we declare that, what is the text going to be inside here, Campbell? What is the code, I mean, in here? You want to clear something. You want to clear the text. This is, first of all, look where we are. Orient yourself. Make sure you understand where we are. Tell me about what you know.
We're in Sudoku Square.
Which is what? Do you remember what that was called? It was a custom...
Control, right?
Mm-hmm.
User control, I think it's called.
Yes, this is.
And we are right after hide selection. And so show selection as well.
But what are we going to do in clear?
We're going to set all of the current numbers to spaces, right?
Okay, it's kind of close. You're kind of thinking current members. What are the current members here? What do you kind of thinking about when you think about the current members inside of this class?
I guess the text.
Yeah, where's the text held? Who's got the text? What control owns the text? It's something, here's a clue, it's something out here on the designer. What control out here owns the text?
Oh, the text box, right?
Yeah, what's it called? What's its name?
TVX value.
That's perfect. That's correct. It holds text. So what we want to do is over here in clear, we want to call tvx value dot text is equal to that.
Oh.
What about the notes?
The notes?
Yeah.
Oh.
Should they be cleared as well when we call clear?
Yeah.
Or do we want to keep those around?
I think we should probably clear them.
Right. So then we're going to come in and do that. That's our clear. So at this point, clear game if we call setup game, clear game will be called, even though we're not doing anything else here. I want to do that right now. I want to add a new button under solve or above solve maybe. I want to come in here and I want to say, we're going to call this button test. And I'll just have it be test. I'll give it the same padding as before. I guess I don't need to because the other one's already got enough of it there. All right, so we're going to come in here and double click on this test button. And here I want to call set up game. And I need to pass it a game string. What game string am I going to send to it? Do you have a sense of what that would be?
Game. Oh yeah, it would be. No, I don't.
It's this one, right here. The game string I want it to parse to figure out how to do it. So that's what we're going to do. So because we're going to send that in there, we're going to parse it. We're going through each line. We're splitting this up. Remember, I was looking at this and we're splitting this. We're going to go through, find all those, and put the values in there.
Okay.
Okay? So if we do just this and we run it, we should see that it'll clear everything out. We should try it. So type in some numbers and hit test and see if they all go away.
Oops. That's it. Okay, it works.
It worked. Okay, now let's see if we can get it to actually put numbers in. That's what we're trying to do next. Okay, so we're going to go through each line, and then I want to call a method called add square or add values from line, add values for line. What do you think? What do you think?
Yeah, I like add values for line.
All right, I need to track what row I'm in as well.
Maybe from line.
'Cause okay, I'll change it if you want. I need to track what row I'm in. So we'll start from row 0, and every time we call it, we're going to increment row by 1. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Add values for line, we're going to pass in the row because we need to know what row we're on, and we're going to pass in the line itself. Are you good with that code?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's come in here, declare the method. All right, and now what we want to do is this. We want to do, I think I want to do a for loop here, and this is going to go all the way up to the line length like that. I'm going to rename I to C, like that. And that's going to be my column. In fact, maybe I'm going to rename I to column. Okay. So column starts at 0 and goes all the way up to just one less than the length of the line. That means I'll be able to figure out each character in the text that we're passing in using this line of column, like that.
Oh.
So we'll just call this CHR for char, like that. Then we can come in and we can go to, what is it, squares? And we're accessing by rows and columns, right? So
yes.
Row, comma, column, dot, set value. Do I have a, no. Set currently, what do I have here? These are old, these are higher up in the ancestry. I'm just going to say set text is what I'm going to say, and we're going to pass in char.toString on it, I think. But we also want to do a check because we want to make sure, shoot, why do I keep jumping up? We want to make sure that char is not equal to a space. If it's a space, we're going to not put anything in there. Okay?
Okay.
Do you understand why I'm doing that?
Yes. Because
I just want to put the 6 in at the right place. Also, these may not be 9 across. I've made some of them shorter, so I'm only going up to the line length. But as I do it, because every time I execute the for loop, I increment column by 1, it's going to get the right column and row, I think. That's what should happen. We're going to call set text in here. And now what am I going to do here? What's this code going to look like here, Kim?
Is it, does it look something like this? And then, no, what? I think it's just this, right? And then,
What does that line of code do?
well, we would put something in here, but
You want to put something in there.
yes, wait, no, I think what we have to do is this, is equal to this or no? Oops.
Come scroll over. Oh, Oscar buddy, are you here? Yeah, Oscar's right there. Oh, man. All right, back over to Camel's machine. Let's take a look at what he's doing. Okay, so this is interesting. So scroll it up a bit so we can see it. It's right above your, so it's right behind your head. Tell me about this. What does this line of code do?
This line of code would set this parameter equal to the tbx value dot text.
What's already been typed in. But what we want to do is we want to set the text to the value we're passing in as the parameter, is what we want to do. It's kind of the opposite of what you wrote.
Ah, okay. I think this is it. Oops, wait, so it would be that.
Try it. Run it, and if the game gets set up, then we're in good shape. And if not, we're going to have some bugs we'll have to look at.
No. Oh, wait. Oops.
Index was outside the bounds of the array. Aha. See this edge right here? Look at that. See that /r?
Oh.
It's something called a line feed is what it is. It's going a little too far. What I need to do is I need to trim that line. And so I'm going to stop the program, and when I pass in line, I'm going to call trim. That's going to get rid of any white space at the end. Should get rid of that /r as well. Try it again.
Wait.
Did it do it?
Can we bring up this view?
If you
Wait.
scroll up right there, then scroll right, I think, or move it. You can do this. You can push this to right, or you can, you know what? I'll let you figure it out. You do it. You got it, Campbell. Oh, you want to do the split view for both of us?
Yeah, so that I can.
Yeah, I think we can get them both on screen for you. There's a shot of it. There you go. What do you think?
It's a bit off.
Wait, what's off?
This
Oh,
9
the
has
9
to
and
be
the
here,
8.
The 8 has to be here, and then this 6. This line is off.
Is it only that one line? Everything else is good?
I think so. No.
Looks like the size of our window isn't big enough.
Yeah, lots of things are wrong.
So anything that started with spaces, we lost those leading spaces. Oh, I know why. I totally know why. My fault. It's in the call to trim.
The trim, did it get rid of the beginning spaces as well?
Yeah, see that option right there?
Okay.
What do you think that's going to do?
That's just going to trim the end spaces.
Yeah, that's what we want. Let's try that one.
Wait, but will that get rid of the new lines?
Yes, it should.
Okay.
Let's try it. One more time.
Ah.
Index was outside the bounds. String line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think there's a space in here on this line with the 8. Let me try to make sure there's only a space. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Let's save these right here. I just did spaces in here. Yeah, column should never be 9. So it's definitely an error. Let's try again. Run it without change. I just carefully put the spaces in there. Nope. Did I? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, yeah, there's a problem here. What is it? It goes 2 spaces after the 8. 1, 2. And then no space here. It was my problem right there. Okay. Run again. There it is. How does that look?
Wait.
Go ahead. All yours.
It all appears to be good.
Okay. Ready for what?
That I'm just woohooing that it worked.
Okay. So we got that part going. Next, we need to solve. What's going to happen when we solve? Is it going to just fill in the numbers?
Yeah.
What?
I think so.
It's just going to just fill them all in?
Oh no, not all of
You
them.
just jump right to magic, don't you, Campbell?
It's just gonna fill in these ones.
Yeah, this is Campbell. Not all of them, Dad. Just the empty ones. You're right. It's going to fill in the empty ones. Okay, that's one way to do it. How about before we solve, if we use that notes property?
Okay.
And how about if we add a button that adds notes just for the active square?
Oh, maybe. Okay.
Because let's keep it simple. Why make it, be super hard?
I still don't get why there are these errors.
I bet you if you shut down and restart Visual Studio, it will come right back in and it'll all work. Sometimes I've seen this happen. And I think it's just a restart or rebuild will help it out.
Whoa.
Let's see if this works. There it is. Look at that. All right, so let's create a new button. So this is our test was, maybe we call it like load game, right? And I like this padding a lot. I'm going to add this padding. And it looks like we need to make this bigger. Let's make it bigger. This may be why we also couldn't drag it as well when we tried to click and drag earlier. Okay, we need a new button. We need a new button. We need a new button. That's what we need. I'm also going to do a margin. I'm going to type in just M4 here. Just get a margin around these buttons like that. Do the same one down here for that. I'm going to select this, duplicate this. We're going to call this one button. Give me notes. You like that name? Give me notes.
Sure.
You do? Okay, fine. And then the click event handler on give me notes.
The text has to change as well.
Hold on, what'd you say, Kimball?
The text has to change inside of it as well.
Yeah.
You got it.
Notes, like that. Call that notes. My click, I'm hitting control space to get the click event handler. There it is, finally. New event handler. There it is. Give me notes. All right, so give me notes. Let's talk about this. What are we going to do?
I think we're going to show if there are only 5 or fewer possibilities for that square, then we will show them.
Okay, how are we going to figure out what notes are there? So this idea is, look, let's talk about how Sudoku works. Well, why don't you tell me how you would do it if you were a person and you had to do it, right? Then we'll try to figure out how to get the machine to do it.
Well, for me, what I do is I check if what's blocking it on the row axis, and then I take the extras that aren't being blocked on the row, and I write them down. And then I check the column, and I see, are any of the ones in the row being blocked by the column? And if there are, then I cross the ones on the row that I wrote down before off. I cross those off. And then I do the same thing that I did with the rows, but with the column.
Yeah.
And then I do that same thing, but with the box that I'm in.
So what you just described is we need to be able to get, for any selected piece, we need to be able to get its row.
Its column and the box that it's in.
And its column, and it's, I'm going to call this a block right up here, if that's okay with you.
That works.
So this is its column. Like that, and then we need to get its block. And we need to get all of those. And basically then we go through all the numbers in there that we see, all the values we see, and we take them out of our list. So I think so the question is, well, here's the thing, Campbell, when you do this in your head, you're not really aware of what you're doing. I mean, look at all those great colors out there. You're not really thinking, well, every time I'm going to start with a list, list, that's not what I wanted to do, of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then anytime I see one of those, I'm going to take it away from the list. But that's what's happening in your brain. Every time you look at you're looking at a new square, you're thinking to yourself, what are all the pieces that are part of this? And then you're subtracting as you see it, right? Eliminating or subtracting is something our brain can do, but when we do it, we don't really tell ourselves we're doing it. Right? When you look at a puzzle, if I were to fill this out and say, Campbell, what's going on, right? Try to be aware of your brain, Campbell, what is going on, right? So if I come in here and I say, look, this is, that's a 1, that's a 2, that's a 3, that's a 4, that's a 6, that's a 7, that's a 9, right? This is a 1, a 2, 3, and a 5, and maybe some empty spaces here. And we got these going down. Just going for these two. How do you do this, Campbell? What's in there? How do you figure it out?
Well, I figure out that from the box there's only the 5 or an 8 in the selected square that we're on. And then I see on the row there's already a 5 there, so I figure out that must be an 8. And the other empty square must be a 5.
Yeah, we realized that, well, we realized that here there's some possibilities in terms of what can be here, right? If we start with this list, let's take away from this list as each one you see, and I'll delete it. So tell me which ones to remove from this list.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
6, 7,
Okay.
and 9.
6, 7, and 9.
And
Okay.
5.
Looks like I forgot to put 9 up there. And how do we remove 5 from this list?
Because on the row there is
Oh, right. If I just do this,
Oh, yes,
I
yes.
get these two. Then if I go to the row next, I lose the 5.
And so there has to be an 8 there.
Yeah. We get to the point where it's got to be an 8. So we start, every time we need to start with the list of all the possible values. Then for each of these 3 groups, block, row, and column, we subtract. Whatever's left, that becomes the notes. Do you agree?
Okay, yes.
This is so hard.
But
I should let Campbell carry me all the way.
If the other, if the remainders, the extra notes basically, are more than 5, then we should not show them. Because
We decided it's probably just not useful. But for now, we won't do that, I think, because
Okay.
for now, what I want to do is just put the notes. I want to fill them in. So we need to do a couple things. We need to get the column. I'm going to say column, which is going to be an array of Sudoku squares, like that. Whoops, let me, hold on, redo this completely. So it's actually correct syntax. So I've got a column, which is an array of Sudoku squares. Frank's here. Frank Boucheros is here. He says, that's a cool project. Sudoku solver, if only I could say it. So we're going to take our Sudoku squares, get a column, we're going to call get column. And I'm going to pass in, well, we need to kind of get the, do we have something that says get? Let me tap, go to hierarchy, choose only this one. Get square position. Pass in the selected square. And that's got, I think, 2 outs parameters. Remember that, these, Campbell?
Yes, I do. Where instead of taking the parameters in and using them in that call of the method, it sends them out and uses them.
Right. It sends them out. So I'm going to call get square position on that. And then I want to do get column, passing in row and column.
Sometimes it's a bit confusing when we have an out parameter that's also an int, because it looks like it's out in.
Oh, I see. I gotcha. We also want to get a Sudoku square row, calling get row, which doesn't exist yet.
Well, neither does get column, so.
Yep. In fact, here's the thing. We don't actually need, all we need is just pass in column there. We only need to pass in row there.
Here.
Right? And then we want another one, finally, that's going to be called the block. And we need to say, have it called get block. And there we need to pass in the row and the column. Okay? We need to build 3 methods that return arrays of Sudoku squares that are the right ones for the columns or the rows we specify. Do you understand that? You've got a perplexed.
Sorry. No, I was just thinking about how to pronounce Sudoku.
Sudoku. For me, it's faster. If I go Sudoku, it's better than if I try to go Sudoku or something like that. But all right, so that's what we need to do. Let's try get column.
Sudoku. Okay.
Well, we've got our thing. What is it called? Squares out there. Those are my squares, right? I think the.
It might not be an array.
By the way, in every single one of these, Campbell, the result is equal to a new array of Sudoku squares. I'm totally transposing those. That's 9 long. Every single one is always 9 of these long. Okay? So if we were to do this, this one is pretty easy. We can do a for loop here. So we can do FRI like this, go from 0 to 9, right? Which means we're actually going from 0 to 8. And then we can say squares. Are you paying attention? Because I hear you singing and I'm like, what song are you singing? I want to sing that song.
I was just singing the Fry song.
What Fry song?
I thought I was making it up as I went.
It's a French fry song?
Yeah, because you did FRI.
Oh, okay, got it.
Similar.
Okay, squares. And now we want to index it by row, which is I, and column, like this. So we're basically, and let's rename I to be row, so this makes more sense. So we're going to go from row 0 to row just under 9, which is row 8.
Okay.
Okay? We're going to grab this one. We're going to come into result, and we're going to say result of row is equal to this. So look at this. This is a 1-dimensional array, but I'm getting data from a 2-dimensional array. Think about that. Tell me what you think about that. Did you see that? I'm keto. Sing me a bacon song.
Yeah, I did. Oh, okay.
So what's happening? What's happening in real life? Soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. Okay, take a look at my screen for a second here.
Yeah?
See this?
Uh-huh.
Let me crop this. if we're looking at get column, let's say we're looking at this column right here that this guy's in. I'll just crop it to that column. Okay? We've turned two-dimensional data into one-dimensional data. See? We're adding each cell. The code that you have on your machine, Campbell, is doing essentially what I just did. It's cropping.
It's cropping it?
Yeah,
so
it's
it
saying,
doesn't
look.
pay attention to anything else except for that one column.
Right, because look, column doesn't change. Only row does. Row goes from 0 to 8. And we get each one and we put it in result 0 to 8.
Oh, that's true.
Okay? Got it?
Yeah.
So there's get column.
So in our get column thing, we're actually seeing which one is the row, which row it's in.
Sorry, hold on. People are making fun of me not being able to say Sudoku. Sorry, say it again, Campbell.
So in get column, we're really figuring out what row it's in, or what row.
Yeah. Yeah, we're figuring out getting every row. We're using a for loop to get each one. That's what we're doing here. Okay, the for loop is iterating, going one value at a time. If we come back over to my cropping example, back here on my machine here, let's go back and crop it again. What we're kind of really doing is we're here. That's the first one.
Yeah.
And then we say, okay, now let's get the second one. Now let's get the third one, the fourth, the fifth. See what we're doing? And we're filling it in all the way down until we get to that bottom piece right there. All right, let's go restore. Original ratio, I think. Is that what it is? No. Restore original scale. I guess original image.
Oh, okay.
I kind of want to just undo my cropping is what I wanted to do.
You might have been able to control it.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what I should have done. Just done Control Z. Perfect. Okay, so there's get column. Back to your machine, Campbell.
Yeah.
Get row. Do you want to take a shot at get row?
It's probably very similar to get column.
Yeah.
Right? I'm just gonna.
It is.
Get row. Row.
Now this is changed to block. You probably want to change this to column.
Was it capitalized or no?
No, it's a local variable. So, all right, good, good, good. There's only one change you need to make. Is that when we index squares, we index with rows first and columns second.
Okay.
End key. Practice that end keys. Oh, also cut and paste would be cool here too, but all right, you can do it that way. That's cool. All right, I think get row is going to work. Get row looks like it's going to work. I think it's good. Next we have get block. That's going to be the really tricky one, I think.
Yeah.
What's going on over here? What am I doing? Oh, I've already got, call it columns. No, wait, not columns. Maybe I'll change these to C and R.
I feel like we already have those as well.
Not in this method, we don't. So R and C. Like that. All right, next we're down to get block. How about if we do this though? Let's skip get block and just get the note code working with these two. Okay? So, I want to create a new list of chars. Like this. And we're going to call these available chars. Like that. And then I'm going to say that's equal. Then I'm going to do, somewhere in here I've got available. So we're going to go through each char in this, and we're going to say this dot add item. So that's going to initialize this list to have one of each character that we can do the Sudoku with, puzzle with. The numbers 1 through 9 or letters or something like that. Okay, so now I've got available chars in here. Next, what I want to do is go through each of these 3 guys right here. I want to maybe call a method called remove chars. And we're going to pass in available chars and the column. And then I'll do we'll do another one with the row and another one with the block, which I don't have yet. So I'll comment that out. But it'll look like that. Okay? And then whatever's left with removed available chars, whatever's remaining, we'll fill that in. Okay, that'll be our notes. So then we're going to say selected square dot set notes, and I guess we just pass in the available chars. Probably better to do a string. Just want to do that. So let's do this. I think I can do a string. Oops. Dot join call, which can join elements from a list together, and it takes a separator, so I can put a comma here. It's a very cool call because otherwise this would be really hard to do. And then we pass in the available chars, and that'll be the string. So let's go in here and declare this method, set notes. What's set notes going to look like, Campbell? I'm going to change this parameter to call it stir. What's this going to do? What's this going to look like? See if you can figure out this line of code.
Text. Now, I know we're going to be doing something with this, but I'm not quite sure what it is. I don't think.
Okay, well, we need to set it to something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me where you are right now. What method are you in?
Set notes.
What can you tell me about the set notes method? Does it have any parameters?
Yes, it has one parameter.
And what is that parameter going to be when somebody calls this?
Oh.
No, I'm asking, what is it?
Okay, wait. Sorry.
What's that parameter?
That parameter is the string. It's going to be very similar to...
The string meaning what, though? What parameter? What's going to be in the string? What value is going to be there?
Whatever notes, basically whatever possibilities there are, right?
Okay. So it's the text we want to display.
Yes.
Would you agree with that or no?
Yes.
Okay. You get a semicolon on that and you're done. Yeah, and maybe to make this easier to read, we might come in here and say, oh, let's rename this and call this text, like that, and let's come down here and rename this to notes. Okay? So there's the call to set notes. We got one thing left to do, which is remove char. And this means we're going to go through this. How many are inside of each one of these Sudoku square arrays? How many are inside each one? The one-dimensional arrays? There are 9. So we're going to go from 0 to 9, which means we're actually going from 0 to 8, right? I is less than 9. And then what we're going to do is we're going to say, hey, if this dot contains a row of I, like that. Oh. Dot. I need to get a property on this. This is to see what its text is, I guess. I'm going to need a property called text on it. Maybe char.
For what? What?
This is a Sudoku square. I need to find out what its character value is.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that. So let's put that on it. I need Roy here to keep me true and right. That might be true and right. All right, so I'm going to get a property of type char, called char. I'm going to give it a getter.
And setter.
Nope,
No,
I'm not giving it a setter. I took the setter away. Now I'm just going to come back with tbx value dot text, and I'm going to just bring back the first character of that text, whatever that is, but it could be. I should maybe do a check first. If this dot length is greater than 0, then we're going to take the first one back. Otherwise, we're going to return. I think there's a char.min value. Fine, I'll do char.min value right like that.
Okay.
Okay, so that will give me the first character. So now it's going to check to see if it contains it. If it does, then we're going to call remove it. Remove on that same char.
Ooh.
I'm going to declare a new local variable for this. And we're going to call this this char. That, if it contains it, then remove it. Like that. We just do that 9 times. Okay? That's remove char. We've done it. Let's run it and see if it works. We still haven't included the block, but using only rows and columns, what did we get? Too many characters in char literal?
This code, I think, would have been so much harder to write, like this in all of these scripts, without the shift-enter feature.
No, you're right. We would have had to take a different approach to doing this. Okay. All right, so let's load the game. Now put the thing somewhere and let's hit the notes button.
The what?
Put it somewhere and hit the notes button. No, don't put it there. Put it in an empty one. Yeah, it's going to be way more interesting. 2, 6, and 9. Do you agree?
Wait, let's see. Well, it's wrong in terms of the block, but
Yeah, we don't have
right,
the block working
it is
yet.
right otherwise.
Is there any missed?
Wait. Eight, I believe. No, wait, no, everything's good.
Okay, good. All right, that's great. It looks like the notes need to be moved to the right a little bit. Do you see that?
Yeah, I also think they might need to be a bit bigger, maybe. Oh. Yeah, that seems to be correct as well.
All right, cool. So let's move the notes to the right. Why don't you do that?
The thing is, like in this right here, it is correct because all of everything in the box, in the center, the notes will always be right. Because, because basically...
No, I don't know.
Oh, wait, no,
that's not
it's
true.
here.
Yeah, the corners. There might be corner
Okay,
digits.
corners.
Forget. All right, so now we got to get to the block. Okay? Let's get the block and then we'll come back and revisit. Is that cool?
Okay.
Let's get the notes too. Sudoku square XAML. Your notes are here.
Yeah.
Your margin is here.
And the right margin we want to change? Or no? No, the left.
The left one. We want it to move to the right, so we change the left. I would try changing that to 6. I'd throw a 6 in there or 7. Fine. Change the font size to maybe a 12.
12?
Yeah. See it. We can always drop it down. Save it. See what that looks like. How that's going to work. I'm going to switch over to. Sorry, you want to do something? Go ahead. No. Oh, you just want to see that? All right.
Yes.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah, that's better, I think.
Okay. Cool. Next, back over here, we need to get block. What song are you singing, man?
I don't know.
You've got to share it with me. I
I'm
need to
also
know.
looking it up.
Okay, so get block. Here's the call. Passing in row and column. It's going to be similar to these others. We're going to grab the, oops, let me move it up closer to him. And that it's going to get something, going to return it. But I don't think it's going to be as easy to get these pieces. In part because we need to find out what its top left values are. We need the top row and we need the left column. We need to get both of those. So let's take a stab at it. Top row is equal to row. Div 3. Here's what I think it is. Math.floor, I'm guessing. We're going to do a floor. Do you know what a floor is in math?
I don't think so. I might have explained. But...
So it's kind of like rounding, but instead of going up, or it goes down.
Oh, yeah. Okay, then.
That's what math.floor is. So I'm going to take row div 3.
I don't think I've heard of it as floor, but I do know what it is.
And what I'm trying to do is get the remainder off of this, whatever this is. So if we go, let me drop a marker here. Let's go, where's our image? Do we have the image in here? There it is right there. So if this is row 0, if this is row 1, or this is row 2, I want to come back with 0. If it's 3, I want to come back with 3. If it's 4, I want to come back with 3. I want to get this top left corner, so part of getting the top left is I got to get the top piece. If it's row 4, wait, 3, 4, 5. If it's row 5, I also want to get a 3. Do you see it?
Yeah.
So what am I doing? I'm dividing by 3. Okay? So if I divide 3 by 3, hold on, let's just, I want to go 0, 1, or 2 should give me 0. I want a 3, 4, or 5 to give me a 3. You following?
Yeah. Yes.
And then I want, what's this last bit right here? What are these last numbers here?
They are 6, 7, and 8 to return 6.
Yeah. I want that to return 6.
We have to do a very similar thing with the column, right?
So yeah, so let's figure this out here. So if we say that we're at 8, 8 divided by 3 is what?
8 divided by 3 is about 2 points.
Something.
Yes.
Okay, so it's 2 point something. And we floor it, it gets us to 2. 2 times 3 is 6. So 8 will get us to 6. So I think it's correct. I just need to get I just need to typecast this to an int, and I think it should be okay. Sorry, what's my problem with floor here? Okay, fine. It seems that we want some casting here, so it's not ambiguous. All right, so that's my top row, and then my left column is going to be essentially the same thing, but with the property. What changes on this line of code right here? The second line, Campbell, what changes?
On the second line, instead of, we want it to go from...
What changes here?
Oh, instead of doing double row, we would do double column, right?
Yeah, that's what changes, good. Okay, so I'm going to change that right there. So now I have my top row and my left column. So now what I want to do is, I think I want to do this. I want to say, I think I want to do this. I want I to go from top row, setting that, or I'm sorry, I want row to go from top row, start at top row, and go to top row plus 3. So it'll just do top row plus 1, and then top row plus 2 is what it'll do. It'll do those 3. Start at top row plus 0 is the first one, and 1 and 2. And then we're going to increment row each time, like this. Sudoku! Okay, I want row to do that. Hold on. Oh, we've got... All right, I'm going to have to rename it to R. So I got too many of these. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We do that, so we're going down. See visually what's happening?
Yes.
0, 1, 2, right? So whatever the top row is, we're going to go look at those 3 lines. Another way of thinking about that is if we go back over here to my machine here, we're talking about cropping again. Let's say I'm in here. I find this is the upper left one. Well, if we crop it, like that, I want to look at these numbers. So I'm saying have my rows start here and then go 1 more and then 1 more.
Yes.
That's the line of code I've got.
And also 2 to the side, and then just have...
Well, I haven't written that second part yet, but the first thing is let's look at this row, and this row. See that?
Yes.
That's what's happening in this code right here. That's this.
Yeah.
Then I want to do something similar. In fact, I could probably use duplicate line on here, but I want to change this to C, start it, initialize it to left column. As long as it's left than left column, we're at +3. We're going to add that. And then now at this point, we're almost good, but we've got to now have something here. We've got to count up the index. And I think the easiest way to do this is just create a variable called maybe index, like that, set it equal to 0. And I'm going to do this. I think this is the easiest to read. And then I'll increment it right there. In fact, maybe my question to you should have been like, what are we going to do with index right here? And why?
I'm not sure.
Okay, no worries. See this result? It's that long one-dimensional array. We're filling it in. This tells us where to fill it in. So the first time index is going to be 0, we're going to put the first entry equal to this square that we found.
Okay.
But what about the next time? Do we want to replace the first entry again? We're not changing index, which means every time we're just going to fill and overwrite the first entry with the new value. But what we want to do is we want to fill that value, and next time fill the next one. And next time fill the next one after that. And next time fill the next one. It's like an egg carton filling up eggs, dropping eggs in. But if you tell me to always drop the egg in the first one, I'll be smashing the egg on top of the other eggs that have already been smashed.
So we would have to change index, right?
Yes.
So we increment it.
Yes, and that's what I was doing here. I did the plus right here so that we're incrementing it. I think this now is going to get us a correct block, and we can test it. Let's do this, bring this up to here, like that. And then we remove those chars from the row, the column, and the block, like that. And then we call join for whatever's left on that. All right, you want to give it a shot?
Sure.
I have not discussed that, Pudding. I do not want to discuss that. I find that leads to code that is hard to read. All right, Campbell's going to load the game. Now he's going to go to a square and say, give me some notes for the square.
Notes.
Do you agree?
I do agree. What about this one? This one should only be 2 and 6 now, because remember it was 2, 6, and 9 before?
Yeah. All right, next. How about when we hit notes, instead of doing notes only in the cell we're in, how about it goes everywhere?
Okay.
You know what it means if we only have one entry in the notes.
Yeah, it means that that's the number that goes there.
We've solved that square.
Yeah.
So we could actually
Here it's just 5.
do it. Hit notes.
It's just 5.
Sweet. So it knows it's a 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
All right. All right, ready to solve it?
Yeah.
We're not far.
We
All
are
right.
not too far.
Okay, so give me notes. We got that. Where do we have a solve?
However, we might want to stop the show because it's 12:07. But I think if we can just we can I think fit make the notes go everywhere. And
Sure, let's do that. Let's just put notes everywhere. Well, to do that, Solve is going to put notes everywhere. This takes a selected square that we pass into it. That I mean, it's using the actual selected square. But what we can do is we can extract this as its own method, like this. We can call this show notes for square, like that. And then we can take this. Let's introduce a local for all occurrences of it, and just call this square. And then we can take that and we can promote it to a parameter, like that. And so now our gimme notes button just does it for the selected square, but now we got this killer method called show notes for square, and all it needs is a square, and all I need to do to iterate through all those squares is some code that looks like, where's my row? This one right here. This is the killer one right here. So this solve becomes something as simple as here, this call. But what do I pass in to that is the question.
Row and column, but R and C, right?
Kind of. It's squares of row and column.
Oh.
Squares is our field variable. This is our two-dimensional array.
Okay.
This is our two-dimensional array. So there it is right there. See it? That's our variable that holds all the Sudoku squares.
Sudoku.
I think that's it. Try running it and see if that works. Well, one thing we forgot to do is check to see if it already has an answer.
Oh, come on.
It didn't work.
No, it didn't.
You're hitting the solve button?
Oh, oops. No, I'm hitting the notes button. Okay.
Okay, so look at, for example, 6. See 6?
Oh, it doesn't count itself.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Is it showing notes when it's already filled out? So we need to kind of clear that up is what we need to do. So show notes for square. We need something in here that says, hey, if this dot text, I thought set text, I think. Let's go back to, go back over here. I have a set text, but I don't have a get text. So if I want a method that returns a string, what do I use?
MS.
Okay, call this get text. And it's going to return that, make it public. And so we're going to say if square.getText. And we're going to trim it. And we're going to say dot link.
We just want to trim the end, right?
Is greater than 0. This one doesn't matter.
Okay.
Then we're going to return. If it's got any text, we're leaving. Try that. Run it, load the game, and hit solve.
Load game.
I think it's better. Okay, so what's cool is off the start, you see there's a few that you absolutely know the answers to. Right?
Here it's 7, here it's 5, here
Right.
it's 3, here it's 4.
Which means what we could do now
This one is 6.
is our solver could go through, do this, then make a pass and see if any have only one value in them. If they do, fill them in, make another pass.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yes. I think that what it's doing is it's only showing the bottom 5. So if there are more than 5 possibilities, it's just showing the...
Oh, because they don't fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm not worried about that too
okay,
much.
though.
To me, the high value information is when I've only got 1 or 2. All right. Okay, I say we do this. We wait till your mom comes in and tries to blast the show and kill the show, and we just keep going.
I think she's asleep though, so...
All right. We're going to do let's see if we can do this real quickly. Is that cool with you or no?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so here's what we need to do. Show notes for square is here.
And then once we have any that are just one that we solve, we should update the notes again.
Yes.
So that, and then we can keep on doing that again and again. And that's pretty much all we do, and then we're done.
Say that one more time.
That's pretty much all we do again and again. We update the notes, and then we're done with the code pretty much.
Yeah, I think that's what we do. So let's go. So show notes for square. Or wait. What if we did this?
Huh?
What if we created a second button?
Okay.
So we have solve. Solve, we might want to change this to say it's really show all notes.
Yeah.
Like that. Need a little more space over here on the right, it looks like. Show all notes. And then we want like maybe another button that's like autofill.
Autofill?
Yeah. Something like that. Just another button here. Maybe we'll call it this one right here. Fill. I'm going to just have two buttons. We'll go back and hit the two buttons. So we won't write it everything that fixes it. We'll just manually take it a step at a time. Fill. And what fill is going to do is take anything that's only got one note. And what do you think it's going to do?
And it's going to solve it, right? It's
Yeah,
gonna put
it's going to solve it. It's going to put that note in the text. Yeah, fill. And so let's go do that. So in our fill piece, we need to, again, iterate through all of these. And I think I'm just going to call this method, Campbell, fill. From notes, if only one value. If only one, if possible. How about that?
Okay.
You like that for a method name?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna call that, declare the method. Now we want to go find our notes. .text. We want to say, I think it's basically goes like this. Hey, if notes.text.length equals 1, what can we conclude if the length of notes is only 1?
If the length of the notes is only 1, then we can conclude that whatever that note is what the actual number is.
Yeah, I was going to say no pressure, but Mom's about to walk in any moment here to stop the show, so we got to go. So we're going to say text, tvx text.value is equal to notes.text. Then I'm going to set notes equal to an empty string. You see what I did here?
Yes.
Look at this line. Explain this to me. Why did I do this?
You did that so that because that is setting. If we only have one note, that means that what we're putting in there, the TBX value, is equal to that one note. So that's kind of what you're doing.
Yes, that's exactly what's happening.
And then you're setting the notes. You're setting the notes equal to nothing,
Yeah.
basically, because you have no more notes because that's
Yeah.
solved.
And that's what I'm doing. I'm calling fill from notes for every square. That's what's happening. And then setting it back. All right, so let's do it. Oh wait, if we do that, then all the other notes that aren't cleared, all the other notes, we might want to clear the notes after we fill. I don't know. The notes are really for us to argue as a programmer. But what's going to happen is our other notes are going to be wrong.
Yeah, that's why we're going to update them.
Okay, then you're going to go click back and forth. All right, run it. See how it works. All right, now go back. Show all notes again. How happy are you at this point? Is that cool or what?
That's
Boom.
super cool.
That's pretty cool. Load the game again. Do load game. Does it clear all the values? Does. Nice. Show all notes. Yeah. That's
Now
pretty
we just have to
effective.
make
Pretty.
it so that
What'd you say?
now we just have to make it so that it basically does this for us.
That's not hard. We can do that next time if you want.
Yeah.
We can talk about other things. We might do another
Well, I
project.
think it's pretty fast. I think we can just do it now. Maybe?
Okay. Well, all right. All right, we can do that. Let's think about that. So we've got the fill, solve, show notes for square. So this is basically, we can extract this to its own method, call this refresh all notes.
I feel like I haven't extracted something as a method in so long.
You want to do it? You want me to undo that?
No.
All right.
I just feel like I feel like we haven't done it in code in a while.
So I've got refresh all notes, and then I have fill from notes if possible. Fill from all notes. I have these two methods that I need to alternate, essentially is what I need to do. So in solve, it's like this is kind of what it needs to do. One of the things we could do is we could do solve just this. So it's just one, every time you press it, it takes you one step closer to solving the puzzle.
Okay. And then would it update the notes as well? Yes.
Yeah, in fact,
Alright.
I think it looks like actually this. It looks like this. So the first time you hit it, it'll just give you, it'll try filling from all notes, but there won't be any notes. And then and then the second time you hit it, it'll have created notes because it made them all here on the first call.
Yeah.
So button solve, try it now. I think it's half as many clicks to get to the solution. And I think it's going to be, which one is it? I think it's the second one.
Oops.
Oh no, it is that one. Every time it's whatever one you hit again and again and again.
It's show all notes.
Show all notes. Okay, so close it down. Let's change the. Let's get rid of the button that's distracting. Show all notes is the one that works.
Fill is not.
Yeah, so we're gonna call this solve. We're gonna get rid of fill. Like that. That doesn't look so bad. How do you check the answer is unique though? Well, we don't. We're not there yet.
No.
And I don't know if we're gonna get there.
I just want to try to see if it still works with this. Oh wait, it won't.
We can create a different game though. We can.
Here, can I? I want to do something. Okay. Oh wait, it's actually back there as well. Sudoku.
Campbell's onto something.
I want to see if it can do like, the really hard ones. Similar to this.
I have a feeling it can't. I have a feeling that the really hard.
Any immediate ones.
Right. But it's gonna have to. You're gonna have to take two paths. I think it could do easy ones, but not hard ones. It's kind of like a plant growing up out of fresh soil. It's a lot like that problem.
Copperbeardy is in the
Hey,
house.
Copperbeardy, welcome. Check over Campbell's machine over here. What he's doing? He's filling this in from the Sudoku puzzle he found. Didn't OpenAI beat world-class Go players? Maybe.
Dang it.
Shower before food.
Okay, so here it's not that 5. And then 4.
Actually, Campbell, are you interested in learning about artificial intelligence?
A little bit.
The real question is artificial intelligence interested in learning about you?
I don't know, is it?
Well, the answer is yes. Well, in big trouble.
4. That's it, right? Did I get anything
That looks
wrong?
right to me.
Solve. Nah.
It's stuck here. Because now all it's got are pairs. It's got a branch. it's got to take in 2 different places.
Yeah.
Pudding says we could do a show on state machines for some basic concepts. Okay. Yeah.
It can only do easy ones.
Well, but hold on. It doesn't mean that this is the end.
No. We can make it.
But what this does mean, if we're going to be able to solve puzzles like this, notice, see the 6 and the 9 and the 2 and the 3 together? Look at every square that's only got 2. See those?
Mm-hmm. There are so many possibilities.
There are so many. What we have to do is we have to start exploring the possibilities and see if we can block off any that because they become unsolvable. And that, if we continue this, is what we'll work on next week.
Okay. I do kind of want to work on it next week.
Yeah. Okay. Well, don't. All right, fine. Checking your work, buddy.
Okay.
Checking your work.
So, oops. That's not what I meant to do.
Kevin's going to check that in. I'm going to get a raid going. Thanks everybody for joining us. It's good to have you out here with us. Pudding's asking for state machines. I think we could go jump into that in a future episode. Thanks for the stream, says Pudding. You're welcome, Soul Penner.
What did we do?
We essentially we got a step closer to solving it.
Well,
right?
We got multiple steps closer. We so that we can solve simple
Sudoku.
Sudokus.
Yeah, that's you and me are both spelling that, pronouncing it wrong.
Simple Sudokus, one step at a time, I guess.
Yeah. Which is actually not bad. If you get an easy puzzle, it's like kind of cool to be able to...
It might also not just be simple ones, because we tested both simple and then we also tested really hard, so...
Yeah, well, there needs a little bit more testing, you're right. I don't know, that's about it. I think you can just say that. Stage all those and commit your changes.
Stage all. Changes to origin for attachment.
That's not bad, right? Not bad for 2 shows, right?
Definitely not. We can solve lots of them.
Thanks for that follow, Hi Tyrol. Here we go. We're gonna raid Lana Lux. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us. How are you doing?
I would assume the majority of the Sudokus made are
Medium level or easy.
medium level
I think
or
the same
which
thing.
we can solve. Because hard ones are hard to construct. They're hard to make.
I agree. All right, we just raided everybody. Thanks so much.
Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.